Good morning, good afternoon, and good night for my followers, depending on where you are in the world. So, yes, this is quite a dark topic that I'm going to be discussing. If you've just been through something traumatic, or if you're feeling really not in a good headspace, maybe you should go on to one of my other videos or just skip this one altogether, depending on, what you feel. It is completely up to you though, but this is kind of a trigger warning. I don't want to upset people. But yes, for the people that have stayed, look, I'm going to be, addressing and talking about, there's a real problem with sexual abusers in UK mental health hospitals. And this is a fact, you know. Look, I've set up a group on Facebook called Fighting for Better Mental Health Services in the UK. And it's got quite a few hundred members, and they post various different things. And I've spoken to a hell of a lot of people in that group, that have said very similar things to me, which is, I've been through sexual abuse in the system. I've been, all sorts of horrific things. Now, for the people that don't know my story, I'll give you a basic rundown of it. As a child, I was locked up in a mental health institution in Newcastle, subjected to sexual, physical, mental, and financial abuse for various years. On release, I got very little support. So it's like, there is a real problem because I've been in prison as well, and I did not have the same experience in prison. You know, I've been doing a hell of a lot of Googling and research and taking out books and buying books on that topic of sexual abuse in the system. And it's prevalent in the mental health hospital system. And, saying that, just recently, there's a psychiatrist, a paedophile psychiatrist, I'm going to call him, because he is. He was found with hundreds of child abuse images, and he did not get a prison sentence. Doesn't surprise me, because he's NHS. They've got lawyers, up to the clouds. And that's bad. That people that have, sworn to protect and help people are getting away with absolutely horrific things. I mean, just recently there's been a scandal for the learning disabilities. People being beaten up with learning disabilities in the hospital. I mean, there was a thing about the dementia ward, people, breaking people's arms, being assaulted in there. It goes on. There's loads and loads of cases about that. A few people have said to me, oh, it's just one-off cases, But it isn't just one-off cases, If it's one or two cases, there wouldn't be a new story every week being produced. And it is, because I'm a regular reader of a lot of magazines that talk about this stuff. And, it's bad. I mean, just recently I've watched a documentary on YouTube. I mean, I've put all the links to my sources in this video so you can check them out for yourself. And on that particular documentary, they were talking about what goes on. It's horrific what goes on, and it needs addressing. But what's the solution? I was thinking about this, and I don't think it's a problem with HR. I don't think it's a screening problem as per se, because as it's been shown in the past, somebody can have the right qualifications for the job, they can be smart, they can really have, a lot of passion for the subject and, passion for the cause, and they can still turn out to be abusers, but you can't predict someone's mentality. You can't, it's the human psyche, and what I refer to it is the, control whore syndrome, it's, the God complex, it's playing with people's, just toying about with people, do you know what I mean? Once people, get, a certain amount of responsibilities and power, some people, exploit that and, do the worst things. And that is what we're up against. But that doesn't stop us talking about it. That doesn't stop us having this open discussion about it, because, look, I just want to say this. If you've been through it, and if you're, watching this video, not commenting or not, just watching silently and stuff, thank you. Thank you for doing that. But also, like I said, hopefully one day and hopefully soon you can have the strength to maybe talk about it or just share this video or maybe say, you know what, I can relate to that video or whatever, because the more people speak up, more can be done. You know, women's rights. Women didn't get rights until, not that long ago, to be honest. And they did it by campaigning. They did it by having voices, and a collective voice can make change, you know. I'm doing a lot of stuff at the moment, campaigning, writing stuff, and it's all for this cause, because I do not want people to keep being abused in the system, you know. People are, going into mental hospitals with only a few issues and coming out with a boatload of trauma from what they've been through. I mean, look, I read something today, a nurse rapes unconscious, patients in a NHS hospital. It's happening a lot. And there was another one, there was that scandal, the Nightingale hospital scandal, where the nurse was poisoning patients deliberately. These settings bring out the worst in humanity. Unfortunately, not all can bring out the best in some people, but for some it brings out the darkness, and there needs to be more discussions on it. We're never going to stamp out every abuser. It's impossible. But what we can do is make people more aware of it, and look out for the signs, and I don't know what can be done. I'm thinking maybe have more cameras in these places, make sure that staff are never alone with patients, have more CQC visits, have more legal visits. There needs to be a lot more protection for people trapped in the system. I mean, my best friend has been in a mental health hospital for nearly 4 years. She's not violent, nothing like that. She's stuck because she doesn't have a place to go. But that's another conversation that I'm going to have about people that get trapped in the system. But that's another video. This one's about the sexual abuse and the physical abuse. It's a real issue. And, it's traumatic. It's wrong, and it needs to be stopped. So I just want to say this, like I said at the start of this video, if you feel like you want to talk about stuff, it doesn't have to be about this in particular, could be about anything. I set up that Fighting for Better Mental Health Services in the UK group for a collective voice. We need to spark change, and the more people have said, what, I've been through that, or I can relate to that, or that's right, or that's wrong, nothing can change unless we get thousands of people doing the same thing. Things change when people listen. And, the more voices, the louder our voice. So, please can you give this video a share? And can you share it, to an abuse group or a psychiatric group or something like that, or whatever. Because it needs to be said. This shit goes on too much, and I'm so sorry if you can relate to what I'm saying. If you've been through very similar, I'm so sorry, and I'd give you a big virtual hug, and I'd say, what, hats off to you, well done, we're both survivors, and that makes us unique. So there's nothing, bad about that, But anyway, yeah, I'm going to round this video off by saying, look, there's a load of links in the description. I know it's not a nice topic, but, like, I don't sugarcoat shit. I talk about the stuff that needs to be said, and there is a problem, and it needs addressing. So, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, maybe give this video a share, and, stay safe, and, thank you for listening, thank you for supporting me, and join my group, link in the description, if you'd like to join my fight for better mental health services in the UK, because the Tories have underfunded it, there's fuck all left, people are committing suicide, and people are being abused in the system. It's an absolute shambles, it's diabolical. We all deserve better, hashtag we want a caring system, not an evil system. It's been Michelle Therese. Thank you again for listening and watching. Good night if you're in the UK, because I'm going to bed shortly. And, have a nice night. Thank you for watching.